Hey everyone. Okay, so let's get this party started. We are using Secrets of the Sea by Bella Boulevard. So I had it, okay, it's been crazy, you guys. Life has been fun over here. Oh my gosh, you guys. So let's get started. I ended up redoing my craft room in where I film. The second craft room, the biggest second room I have. Whatever. Oh gosh, you guys, I can't talk. But anyways, so the second craft room I have, I ended up redoing it, so that took a while. And then, but in the meantime, I changed my camera setup. Well, actually, I didn't change it. I moved it to fix in here, and that led to it being moved. So I'm hoping everything is still good. Yeah. Let me know what you think about the quality, the lighting and all that stuff. Let me know. That way I can change anything if I need to, you know, all that good stuff. So, oh gosh, you guys, it has, okay, so I've done so much in these last 2 weeks, actually almost 3 weeks, right? And oh, where do I even begin? Oh gosh, you guys. So my Epson printer, I don't know what to do, you guys. The app doesn't work for my phone. So I am not sure what to do. So I did Walmart. I went through Walmart. I got my pictures, but I'm just not inspired by them because it's just not what I'm used to. So I'm trying to get myself just to use the Walmart ones. A couple of them came out vertical. I need them to be horizontal, of course, because I work in horizontal. So that was a bummer. So I think a lot of it was a key factor was that I was bummed when I got some of them, because they weren't all perfect and I needed perfection. And so now I got to redo them, send them off to Walmart, that kind of thing. And but the pictures themselves, the quality was great, so that I'm not at all upset about. This is the week we're already here. Actually, this is where we are in real life right now. Real time is this this month, which is hilarious. So I'm a year behind. And the kids took us to the pumpkin patch that's down the street from their house. We had a blast. We had a complete blast. We haven't gone to a pumpkin patch and paid for a real pumpkin in so long. And they were nice, and they gave us first responder discounts and stuff. And it was like so sweet. Very sweet. So it was cool. So we'll probably end up doing it again because those pumpkins lasted so long. They really did. So it was great. You know, especially because you spend so much on darn pumpkins. I hate spending $10 on a pumpkin because I'm like, what are you going to do with them after the season? You know, what are you going to do with them? You're either going to throw them away, or you'll be kind and give them to farmers so they can give to their cows and everything else. I love watching like the Cleveland Zoo. They give the all the, you know, everyone gets a pumpkin there, and I love it. I love watching those videos. The Cincinnati, I can't wait to go there. Hopefully next year we'll be able to go to that zoo because I really want to see, I think it's Fiona, Fritz. Oh, I want to see them so bad. I really do. So I think next year we're going to try our best to get over there because I really want to go to Kansas City. That's where I really want to go. And so, yeah, I want to go see the Chiefs next year. So that leads me to say that when Tim had days off, you guys. He had 10 days off in a row. And if you know anything about my channel, you know that my husband works a lot and he's never home. I got him for 10 days, you guys. Talk about excited. I was so excited. We went to Dallas. We went to Dallas, Texas, watched the Dallas, Texas game. Nobody got in a fight, which is really nice, including myself. So everybody was so great. Okay, so that leads me to say that Tim and I, we really liked Dallas. We went to Stitch in Heaven, and that's a place that's been around like 27 years, $1 million company, all that stuff. And I will tell you that I went in and I was, you know, wanting it to be Nirvana. I wanted it to be amazing, and it just wasn't. It wasn't. And so I'm pretty bummed about that. But that happens, you know, and I shop with the sense of I will get what I want. You know, I went there for a purpose. I wanted to shop. And so yeah, I had to really, but I shop with a purpose. I shop with the whole, you know, like if I love it, I'll buy it. If I like it, I won't. So I have to love it in order to buy things nowadays. And so I went in and I liked a lot. I really liked a lot. We had the room in our suitcases. We brought the suitcases in case I did find material I wanted, you know, things like that. But there was just, I looked at everything. Tim was my mule as usual, carrying the basket around. I only spent $100, you guys. $100, and that was it. And you're talking quilting material, right? So yeah, I got 2 rulers and a layer cake and a couple of fat quarters, and that was it. And I was so bummed. I was so bummed. It just wasn't that M&L Fabrics, that place that we have in Anaheim in LA. Oh yeah, that, oh my gosh, you guys, I can spend hundreds of dollars in there just weekly. And I go in there and that is nirvana. So I was bummed, but it was okay because you know what? I came home with money, right? You save up for these things and it doesn't work out, well then that just means you have money for home. So, but anyways, we went to Dallas and yeah, now we're going to go look for, I think that's where we're going to go when Tim retires. I'm pretty sure we're going to move to Texas, but I'm not, well, okay, I shouldn't say I'm pretty sure. Here I am, you guys, look, another picture of me. I took it of Tim and I on our cruise. We went on the cruise, yeah, on another cruise, this time without the kids. It was just me and him, and yeah, and so I was all, okay, we gotta do a picture, send it to Cheyenne, and because like I said, you guys, I do take pictures, I just don't post them. I don't need to be a meme, a fat meme. So I don't, but I didn't mind this one, so I posted it, so it was fine. I hate photos. But anyways, so anyways, we went to Dallas, went for the weekend, so it was just a weekend getaway, but we're going to be going back hopefully in December because we want to go look at the property over there. We want to, but probably near San Antonio. I don't want to be in the city, and we want country living. We really want country living. So that is what I'm hoping for. So we're going to probably just take the weekend again, hopefully take the kids, because I really want our kids to move with us. And we're talking a couple years though, you guys. But Tim sold me on the fact that we're 3.5 hours away from California and 2.5 hours away from Florida. Oh, so we're like central right there. So I was like, all right. Whereas if we moved to Florida, which that's what I would prefer, we would be 5.5 hours away from our kids. So this is basically a hop, skip, and jump away. And they pretty much get almost the same weather, same kind of weather. So humidity and all that stuff. So I don't plan on going outdoors ever. So I'll have to stock up on vitamin B, D, C, and A. So because I am not planning on going outside ever. It is not my thing. I don't love it. I don't like the sun. I don't like the humidity. I don't like the sun, okay? The humidity I didn't mind, but it's the sun itself that I can't stand. No, thank you. I don't want that. And unless we move to Alaska, which I won't do that to my husband, yeah, that's not going to happen. So, hold on, let me grab some tweezers. So anyways, so yeah, so we went to Dallas, and that's going to lead us to go back to Dallas to go, okay, Texas, not Dallas, Texas in general, to go look at property over there. So hopefully we'll be doing that in December. Like I said, Cheyenne's birthday is in December. So hopefully, you know, we're going to rent an Airbnb. We want to rent a house instead of staying in a hotel to kind of get more of a feel for it. So this is a cruise dinner. This is Disney. Yeah, Disney cruise this week. How funny, because next weekend we're going on another cruise. And so, oh my gosh, you guys. So that ended up happening. And then we came back, and then a few days later, we went to Disneyland for the day. We flew up for the day, flew back home. That was fun, but it wasn't enough time to see all the stuff we wanted to see, especially because the decorations are up. So, and I recommend, if you've never been to Disneyland, to go during the holiday season. Either if you love Halloween, go at that time. If you love the whole Christmas vibe, go at that time. But that, I would suggest going going at those times of the month, not like in June or July or even February. Just, you know, if you love that whole just Christmas music, all that stuff, it's all there. It's all there to enjoy. So it's really cool. But the decorations were up, and we were there only 5 hours, and it was really busy. So the rides took about an hour each, and we went on 2 rides. But we didn't have enough time to get to look around and just be there and eat and all that stuff. So we go back in a couple weeks also, so that's cool. We're shooting for once a month, and so far we've been hitting it, so that's good. So okay, so anyway, so that's what's been happening. Tim was home, and then Tim was home, so that was amazing, and we got to spend some quality time together, and that was just awesome. It was just awesome. And we started diamond painting together, and that's the Disney cruise. That's how they decorate their windows. It's great. And okay, so let me tell you what ended up happening last weekend. So last weekend, this is why I haven't been on either, because then Tim had 3 days off solid, but it's been okay. I used to suffer from depression. I had severe depression. I used to, not suicidal depression, just, you know, blue and not wanting to get up, you know, that kind of depression. So, but then I discovered crafts, and I discovered that life is actually really amazing if you just, you know, pick your head up. And I've got this is all just speaking about myself, not about you guys, nobody else, just me. So I ended up doing that. I ended up finding life. And crafting is life, you guys. Crafting is the best medicine, best cure for me. And I have not suffered from depression in a few years. Of course, I get depressed when the puppies die, because that sucks. But other than that, but it's not a deep depression. It's just a sadness, and, you know, just wishing they lived longer. So, but and then in the meantime, Ash has been suffering from seizures. So we always get a balcony. We've only did a porthole once, and never ever again in our lives. And that was our first cruise we ever did. Never again. So now we get a balcony each and every time. And so I was on the balcony stitching, and Tim was reading. It was great. We do the San Diego and LA trips, and they just go to Mexico. We never get off the ship. It's not our thing. So we've been there, done that. We have like 15, 16 cruises under our belt. So it's what we love to do together. So we don't get off. And but they're the easiest trips for us, because they're basically weekend getaways. And with having, you know, so many babies at home for puppies, we don't and we know we have to pay sitters, and every day is a fee. So we also have that. So when we're gone for 7 days, it's $700 just for a pet sitter. So, you know, we try not to do that too often, or at all, actually. 6 days is or actually 7 days happened during the summer, and that was an ouch. But, you know, it's worth it, because they're being taken care of and in their own home. So we have a sitter who comes into our house and stays overnight and takes care of them all day long. So that's what we pay for. But anyway, so then let me put more glue. I think I need to pop it more. So my family, my dad is a Vietnam vet. My husband is a fire captain, and then my daughter is a police officer. My future son-in-law is a sheriff's deputy. He's a commander, and so we are law enforcement and fire. We're a first responder family. In our town, we have a thing called, see, he was reading, now it's stitching. We have a thing called, in our fair, we have a local, you know, like everybody, we have a local fair every year. And every year they have a thing called Quilts of Honor. And it's to give quilts to our vets. To honor our vets. They all get quilts. So, but last year they started another program to go with Quilts of Honor, because, you know, they only have so many, because it's been going on for 12 years now, 7 years, 8 years, something like that. And so, you know, you only have so many vets left, right? And so, yeah, and so they, let me see, where am I going? I'm going with this one. And so they get honored with a quilt every year. Well, the last year, I think they brought out Hometown Heroes. So Hometown Heroes are also on the program now, which is, you know, first responders in general. So my friend is in charge of all this. I'm sorry, I got distracted and I'm going this way now. Sorry. I'm like, where's my stuff? It's been, what, 3 weeks, you guys. Sorry. I'm like, where's my stuff? So they offered, so my future son-in-law, my daughter, my husband, they all were told they're getting quilts. This was their year to get all of them were going to get quilts. So they all got like nominated. So it was going to be amazing. I love the closed caption is going to be like so. Again with that. And but they so they were all going to get quilts on Sunday. We all went down there. We had to lie to my dad though, because my dad he is not someone who he has a lot of PTSD and he prefers not to, you know, think of Vietnam. So he was a medic, combat medic. My dad worked in the fields his whole life. So he was a picker. And so he turned 18 or so, he was like 18, 19. He was drafted into the military. So he went to war. He went to Vietnam. And then he went from being a picker to a combat medic. So you can only imagine the trauma and everything else you see doing this, right? So he chooses not to acknowledge the fact that he is a Vietnam vet. But I am a USA girl and I love our military. I adore our military. I think they're the bee's knees. I think they're amazing. And so I was the founder of Quilts of Honor here in our hometown. It was something that meant something to me, and so I started the program. So I am the founder. But I only kept it for a year because I didn't feel like I had enough experience and justice for it, but I am the one who started it. So to have my dad get a quilt was just amazing to me. It was so special, but we had to hide it from him, the fact that he was going to get one. So we had to trick him a little. And yeah, it was fine. It ended up working out just fine. But because he was still going to be there, because Tim, Cheyenne, and Matt were going to get quilts. So no matter what, he was going to be there. Okay, guys? So yeah. But sitting up front was not going to happen for him. So we had to trick him a little bit for that. They all got quilts, you guys. It was so magical. My dad got... Hold on. Well, just watch me do this layout for a second. Okay, so it was my turn, my dad's turn to get his quilt. They put it on him, they draped it out over him. I started crying. Just so proud of him, you know, just so amazingly proud. So, you know, and it's kind of, you know, I always tell you guys how I hate the fact that I'm a sympathy crier. I hate that more than anything. Well, so's my daughter. She got that trait from me. And so, and my, you know, it's just a family thing because, oh my God, we're sympathetic criers. And that is one thing I can't stand because I'm like, I just hate it. And my daughter has it though, and so she's up front next to her dad and next to her grandpa, and I start crying, and then I see her start crying, and I'm like sorry. I'm like, oh my gosh, but I was just so overwhelmed with emotion, and I was just so darn proud. So that happened, okay? Then here gets the worst part. Well, no, let me explain a little bit more. So then after the ceremony, we are all taking pictures. We're all taking pictures and we're having a great time. And then we'd go into the pavilion because my mom and we entered quilts, and I entered my cross stitch and stuff. And so, and she did a quilt and then crochets. She crochets stuff, so she entered her crochet. So we were walking around. Tim was on duty because he got mandatoried. Of all the days, he got mandatoried. So he had to basically split and run. And so he's so we're walking the pavilion, inside the pavilion, and we see what we won. I put in 5 things. I won 5 things. And then my mom, she won, oh, this one goes down here. That's what it is. That one is here. My mom won my mom entered 12 things, and she won 12 things. And she won like best of show, people's choice, best of crochet. And so yeah, she won the major ribbons, and it was amazing and so proud. But in that picture taking time, Tim had the quilts because they were heavy, so he had his quilt and Shy's quilt, and I was taking pictures. Well, somehow or another I set down her quilt because he gave them back to me because he had to leave because he got a call. So he left, but he gave them to me. He gave it to me, her quilt. We were taking pictures. I set it down somewhere. Okay, so I set it down somewhere. I don't know where I set it down. I didn't even know it was lost. So we are trying to get a hold of Tim, asking him. By the time we realized, hey, where's your quilt? We're like, well, I don't know who had it. And we're like, okay, well, maybe Dad took it by accident, because I couldn't remember. You know, I have a cruddy memory. I don't know. But I was taking all the pictures of my mom. I was taking pictures of my mom next to all her ribbons and her entries and stuff. And we were just laughing, talking to other people. I set it down. It was in a clear bag. It had her name on it on the outside. A certificate with her name inside. So, all that to say is that, yeah, we realized that I left. It was my fault because I had it and I lost it. So I lost my daughter's quilt. I'm like, are you kidding me? And guess what, guys? Nobody turned it in. Nobody turned it in. And of all those people at the fair, we had to find the person who is so dishonest and just a cruddy person. We did. We found that person. So we win, right? We win for finding that one awful, evil person. And yeah, that was Sunday. We did social media. We made it go. Everybody was sharing it. I mean, it was shared everywhere. Everywhere, you guys. Friends were sharing, and friends of friends were sharing it. We have our local, Facebook groups, all that stuff, and nobody turned it in. So how you can be such a cruddy person, I have no clue. No clue how you could take, and it even says thank you for your service. I'm so glad we didn't lose my dad's, but it says thank you, Hollister Police Department. It had her name. It had everything, you guys. And we put the picture of her with it. Everything like that on social media, there's telling. And nothing. Nobody turned it in. So I have been fighting off depression. So yeah. Fighting off depression. Tim has been home. He was home Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Today is Thursday. And, yeah, no one turned it in. So, what ended up happening is my friend is the one who made it. She's the one who made all 4 of them. So, we're trying to figure out how we can salvage this because, it depressed Cheyenne. Cheyenne's already having a tough time at work. She's having a tough time at work, you guys. So keep your fingers crossed for her that she doesn't quit, She's overwhelmed. She takes everything to heart and she's overwhelmed. So please cross your fingers for her that she can get through these next, couple weeks. And so this didn't help, and it was special. It was made special. It was given to her special. Everything, right? And here I go and I lose it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And so at a time when she needs it the most, So I feel awful. So Tim has been home luckily for 3 days. So we were diamond painting. We were diamond painting because it's the thing that I know I told you guys that I asked him to do with me, and he of course agreed, because he's a wonderful guy. He really is. He's a good guy, and it's just something I really wanted to do, and he agreed to do it with me. And I've had a tough time even feeling. I mean, if you notice, there's no videos uploading right now because I've had a tough time. I'm trying to keep my head above water, because it's easy to sleep all day. It's easy to be depressed. It really is. And it's harder to get out of it. Speaking only for myself, okay? I'm only talking about me. So, so yeah, it sucks, you guys. It sucks that we found the one person who was so dishonest. It really is. It really is. And so, the friend who made it, I was talking to her, and then she's like, I can recreate the quilt. And I said, that would be perfect. Let's recreate it. But then I decided, you know, because I'm trying to salvage everything. And I said, okay, how about, okay, so what I did is, without asking anybody else what their opinion was, I just did it I just did it from I did it. So I asked, so I tagged her and everybody who's, you know, friends and family, and that way everyone could see. But I said, hey, so I did a shout out that said, hey, if anyone would like to donate like $5 minimum, please, you know, here's my Venmo, and you will get, we're going to recreate her quilt. You know, Irene is going to recreate it. And I featured Irene in a few of these photos this year too. So she's a friend that we hang out with a lot. And you'll see her more probably in the next year's or this year's photos. Oh, this was last year, so probably this year. So when I get to this year's, you'll see her more. And I said, if you donate money, because I can pay for the quilt outright. I can give Irene all the money. I could pay for the quilt, the recreation of the quilt. But what I wanted to do was make it more special, because I'm trying to salvage this, right? Trying to salvage my mistake. And so I said, okay, if anyone who wants to donate at least a minimum of $5, if you do that, then your name will be put on the back of Cheyenne's new quilt. So that way she knows it's made with even more love, because people who donated don't have to, right? But if you donate, then you get your name on the back of her quilt to say how much, you know, you appreciate and love her and everything else. You're not buying her love, nothing like that. It's just more of a trying to find the positive out of this. I'm not going to stick thousands of people's name on the back, you know, just because they're friends and family. No. So, but if I do it this way, then that means, you know, I could put the money will go towards the quilt. So, but then people started coming out of the woodwork. Friends and family started coming out of the woodwork. We had so many donations, you guys. So many donations. Even one as of like 1 o'clock this morning of a friend donating. And you're talking, you know, only maybe 10% gave $5. The rest all gave a lot of money, like $10 and over. And one friend gave $100. So what ended up happening is that, one of the ladies who is part of the quilting world, she says, I will donate putting all the names on the back of the quilt. So that was overwhelming. So that was amazing. Then another friend, then the friend who originally quilted the quilts said, I will donate the quilting. So she's gonna quilt the new one. Irene bought the same panel. She bought everything to recreate the quilt exactly the way it was. She keeps notes, which is really good, because then now she knows, right? Now she knows how to recreate it. So she's recreating it. The panel will come in on the 10th, and then she's going to start on it. So we got all these people who donated, you know, their time again on this quilt, and I am not touching it, you guys. I am not touching it. Oh my gosh. And so it has really messed me up, you guys. It has really, really messed me up. And, oh, jeez. Look what I did with this one. This is from Simple Stories. So I had an extra picture, I guess I printed out on accident. So this is from our balcony. So I like the little porthole, so I put it in there. See, it's macaroni and cheese washi tape. So, yeah, it's just a lot. I'm overwhelmed, you know, and it's turning something negative into a positive, you know. So we have a lot of names to put on the quilt. And then what ended up happening is that we got so much money donated that what's going to be cool is that friends and family just sponsored basically another 4 to 5 quilts for Hometown Heroes for next year. So they'll be responsible for paying for at least 4 to 5 quilts for 4 more first responders for next year because of everyone's generosity of donating. That's what's going to happen. And I'm just, you know, I'm so grateful and so overwhelmed with gratitude for that. And, you know, and it's just amazing. It really is. It's just amazing that friends and family just came together to help and to make sure that she knows that she's loved and that, you know, it's a gift. It's a gift of love. It really is. It is just amazing. And all I asked for was $5, and everyone has, you know, because if you know, so many people donated, because I wasn't expecting much, because, you know, when you ask for money, nobody really, you know, when you sell things, it's funny because in my world, when you sell things, nobody's around. Everyone's like crickets, right? They don't want to buy stuff. But the minute that I have things for free, it's like, okay, you know, everyone's around, right? So there's a circle. But, and that's just, you know, that's not just, you know, friends and family of me. That's just life, right? People like free things. They do, and I understand that. And, you know, but to have to pay for something is not really what people want to do. And, but for this, they had no hesitation, you guys. None. And for me, that speaks volumes about how people view us as a family. And I can't say I appreciate them enough, because it's just, wow, $5, you guys. And they went to town with generosity. The generosity and the overwhelming support was, it was magical. It really was. It was magical to see. It was and to continue to see, because I'm going to leave it up. I said 2 weeks, but honestly, we have enough money, and that it's fine. You know, I don't want to take any more, you know, than what we need. So I think I'm going to cut it off tomorrow. And yeah, it's just gonna be, it's gonna be so cool, you guys. Like I said, I'm overwhelmed. Something that was so twisted and dark, with someone stealing something that was, and the whole story was said, you know, that the quilt means nothing to you, but it means something to us. And what is sad too is that I offered, no questions asked. I said, no questions asked. I will make you another quilt. I will make you a quilt and $100 reward. And still nobody can turn it in. And it's sad is that you can give this quilt to, you know, let's just say you can steal this quilt and give it to somebody. That's awful. That is awful. And just, you know, or even, you know, keep it for yourself. That is just amazingly gross. It's gross. How can you do that? And my friend was saying, well, maybe put flyers. And I was telling her, I go, you know, but there's at least one person in every family that has social media. This quilt was put on social media, you guys. It was put everywhere. So there is no stone unturned with this quilt and its post and everything else and who it belongs to. Plus it had her name in it. It had a certificate in it, you guys. And I said, no questions asked, you know, email me. I will gladly make that person another quilt, because you know what, we want that one back because it was, you know, special. She got it with her grandpa, with her dad, and her, you know, my mom accepted Matt's because Matt ended up having a call, so he couldn't make it. So my mom accepted Matt's for him. That's what the Irene wanted, and so because there was no other time to present it to him, so my mom was up there. So all 4 of them are up there, you guys. I have video of them getting it and everything else, and we have pictures, and it just, some people are just so nasty. And all I can think of is, you know what, that movie Ghost, remember when the I'll just say devil, when the devil comes up from hell to grab him? That's how I feel that's going to happen to this person. Because if you're that cruddy, I feel, and that much of a thief and so gross and a disgusting piece of, you know, poop, then you know what, I hope that happens. I hope that someone from the ground comes up, reaches for you, and takes you under. I really do, because you are a cruddy person. So, because it's like, you know, you didn't have to do that. I offered to give you a whole other quilt. I offered all of this stuff because I just wanted that quilt back. And it didn't matter, you guys. It just didn't matter. And that is so horrible. So horrible. But all I could think of was to try and, you know, salvage this and salvage it with love and light. And it you know, it already made us so happy, and it already made us so like overwhelmed with gratitude and stuff. So I think it worked. So I really feel like it worked. And just trying to come out of this, you guys. I really am, because it's so hard. It is so hard. So anyways, this is the title card. I love this title card. I think it's beautiful. So yeah, so I'm trying to get back to things. Like I said, I diamond painted with Tim. Thank you, Barbara Hayes. Thank you, Shanda. And that really helped my mental health. So honestly, you guys, if you suffer from mental health problems, get into diamond painting, because I promise you, you're so concentrating on sticking and plunking that it actually was so relaxing, and it was so mind clearing. Diamond painting, you guys, it is amazing. It's amazing, because 3 days of it, and it helped me so much. All right, guys, I'll be back. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.